Hello everyone, let's give this another shot now. I won't be on for long today. Got other things that you take care of, but I decided that I'm going to see how this new deck plays out. It's again the Jade variant that I played. Okay, so with the prevalence of Jade Druid decks, we're going to get rid of all three of these things. In other circumstances, I may have kept the Feral Rage, but in this case, I really need something that can put Jade Golems on the board. Without them, we're not going to get very far. Now, normally speaking, three great cards to start off with. Not start off, but with three great cards for Jade Golems. But they're all high value. They're not going to be useful for quite some time, which is not good. And of course, I get the ultimate infestation, which is totally no good for quite a few turns. I don't like using the Innervate for a card that doesn't leave me a lot of options for my next turn, but in this particular case, I have to go for it. Otherwise, it's a waste of a complete turn. So right now, I would say that he is definitely in the lead here. He's got more mana crystals, and me knowing the state of my hand, it's not even mediocre. It's bad right now. It'll take me quite some time to really ramp it up. So he's doing pretty good as far as putting things on the board goes. We really need some more cards right away. Okay, this is something that I can deal with. I can play this next turn, and the turn after that I can either play the Jade Behemoth or the Eye of Blackpaw, and that'll keep me pushing forward. It's not the ideal solution, but it'll do for now. Ah, there we go. So we throw down our own golem. And then over the next two turns, I can keep ramping it up. Now the question here is, do I take out the Eye of Blackpaw? I think I will, because the 5 attack can really do me a number. Otherwise, he may have been able to do a much better trade than I was able to do. Okay, so his use of Nourish gives me a little bit of hope. It gives me some flexibility for my next turn. Now that was a pretty good play on his part, how he pulled that off. How do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and play the Jade Behemoth. Or do we want to play the Eye of Blackpaw? You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Eye of Blackpaw. Why? There's a method behind this madness. Because next turn I can play both the Jade Behemoth and the Jade Idol. What that'll do is create 3 minions, 2 of them being Jade Golems next turn. If he kills the Blackpaw, then I still have, what, probably 4 or so Jade Golems on the board. It'll be a pretty good ramp up next turn if everything goes alright. 3 attack or 1 attack? Let's see. 3 attack. What's he going to play now with 4 mana crystals? Jade Spirit. See, so we don't have the same number of Jade Golems on the board that I was hoping for initially, but it'll still work out. Now bear in mind, we haven't played a single Wild Growth or Jade Blossom, so my rate of drops is pretty low. sorry, not my rate of drops, my rate of mana crystals is pretty low. The wild growths, very good when it comes to, you know, drawing additional cards, but there we go, that was very good. The Jade Blossom is only really useful right now. Later on, its usefulness drops significantly. Yes, so I was saying before, the wild growth, if you get it when you have 10 mana crystals, it's still useful because at least you can get an extra card. The Jade Blossom, all you get is a Jade Golem. It's like a not as good version of the Jade Idol. What's he going to play now? He's got 8 mana crystals. It's an odd play. I think that was a very bad... Well... how do I deal with this? Okay, Ultimate Infestation on the Scarab Beetle and use the Jade Golem to take out the Doomsayer. I do have enough in my hand so that I'm not going to overpopulate it by playing the Ultimate Infestation. Oh, this Earthen skill is going to be very good with this Jade Behemoth. Or even this Jade Behemoth, or sorry, Jade Golem, if I don't get to play it. Because, oh, I guess you realize that he's not going to be able to put enough on the table to combat me. Alright. This was a good solid play and a good solid win. Perhaps we are seeing a return to our earlier fortunes. Of course, we're still languishing around rank 5. Not even back up to rank 4. Part of the drop from rank 5 to rank 4 was due to me trying out different card strategies and different decks. Oh, okay, see, I'm thinking of keeping one of the swipes because I just realized I'm playing a paladin. Based on decks that I've seen, having a spreading plague in the hand may be very, very useful. There's much greater need for initial survivability against the sort of decks that I've seen recently. Now this could be the other type of deck that I've seen where the goal is to use the Paladin Death Knight and use his hero power to quickly play out 4 of the Horsemen. However, I haven't played a lot of Paladins recently. I don't know what the status of the local meta is, as they like to say. Alright, what are we throwing down? How about an Innervate and a Stonehill Defender? That'll give me decent board presence right off the bat and set me up in a position where I can still have a decent play on turn 2. The Faceless Shambler is more of a long-term card. Of the 3 options, this was the best option. The reason being that I can throw down some pretty big minions through the Jade Idols. And those minions, if I can copy their attack and health and gain taunt, it can be a pretty good outcome here. Now I just noticed he mulliganed all 3 of his initial cards. That generally doesn't bode well. So again we had a pretty good play right off the bat with the Jade Blossom. These are cards that really you want to draw them early on because later on the utility decreases greatly. Next turn I'll be in a position to play the Eye of Blackpaw. What's he going to play? I still am not 100% clear on what type of deck he's playing here. there's no reason for me to play the Innervate, except to perhaps use my hero power. But no, I think I'm going to let that one go and just get rid of this taunt minion here. I hope that doesn't come and bite me in the butt later on. I mean, it's really hard to tell what type of deck somebody is playing when, quite literally, they've only played, okay, 2 cards now. That was an interesting play. I'm not really sure what he's trying for here. I still have my swipe, but I'm not going to use the swipe right now. Instead, I'm going to throw it on Jade Spirit and use my hero power to get rid of one of these, what they're called, silver hand recruits, and move on. Now, leaving minions on the board when it comes to playing a paladin can be a very bad idea. They have some pretty good buffs, minion buffs, that can really turn the tables, such as the one that he's going to buff this one with the, forget what it's called. My god, words aren't my strong suit right now, but I've been seeing a lot of paladins. Yeah, what they do is they will buff this with the minion that gives it +2 and +6 taunt, and then you summon the Stegodon as well, coupled with this minion's death rattle. That can create a pretty powerful combo. Now I haven't figured out whether I should go ahead and kill the Skelemancer right off the bat, or wait until he buffs it up and then try to kill it. Interesting play. I guess he didn't have what he wanted in his hand. Now, I'm going to use the Wrath and the 5/5 Jade Golem to get rid of the Grim Street Protector and then just go smack him in the face. If I can pull... Oh, well, I guess it's too late now, but the Earthen Scales may have been good. Okay, I may go ahead and use the Earthen Scales. No, do I want to? 7, 6... Decisions. I want to use the Earthen Scales on this Jade Golem and then throw down the Faceless Shambler in taunt mode as well. But I don't know if that's the best use of that right now, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, how about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that worked out. I have to think a little bit outside the box sometimes to get a good result here. Oh, he's going to use Consecrate. There we go. Or Consecration, whatever. So I've got 4 attack in my hand. 5 if I count my hero power. But I'm going to play Spreading Plague. And the only reason I'm really playing Spreading Plague is so that the Jade Golem has a little bit of cover. I've got a second swipe in my deck. Got the Ultimate Infestation, the Feral Rage, depending on if he plays a taunt minion or not. So there's a few options next turn. He has to take this, there we go, the Spike Reach Steed. That's what I was referring to earlier as something that can really change things around for him. Okay, so this Earthen Scales is not good for me right now. Oh, this is not good. One, two, three, four, five. I can't get rid of it right now. Unless I swipe it, hit it with the Jade Spirit. Give the earthen scales to the Scarab Beetle. And see what happens next turn. He may have turned the corner here. He's only got 5 health, but Paladins have some good spells and minions that can restore a decent amount of health to their hero. I really need the ultimate infestation. There we go. So he's starting to turn the corner here. And having no more Jade Idols, this is not looking particularly well. I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn here. Using the Feral Rage right now, it's really not worth it. I don't have enough attack in my deck to make a huge difference. The Primordial Drakes, the Jade Behemoths, the Jade Blossoms, they can all help. But he still has 16 cards in his deck. That's a lot of options. What's he going to play? Oh, great. So yes, it looks like he's turned the corner here in a way that I may not be able to recover from. Even the ultimate infestation at this point may not be enough to save me, because there's simply not enough cards in my hand to provide me the sort of relief that I need. I mean, the use of the Spreading Plague next turn could help, along with the Jade Behemoth. Okay, let's see how he plays it. Am I even going to survive? Well, he's got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 attack with him right now. Is that enough? Again, my math isn't very well, but this is definitely enough. No need to finish this up. And we're going backwards again. However, I do think that this is a good deck that has a lot of potential. Perhaps I'm not as familiar with it as I like to be, or I need to make a few changes. Okay, this is a decent beginning. And it's good that we have the Jade Idol out early. The chances of the Geist being present in this deck is very high. And given those chances, whatever Jade Idols we can use early on, the better. In fact, I may just go ahead on the second Jade Idol, just go ahead and play it, rather than shuffle it back into the deck, because shuffling it back into the deck would simply result in it then being lost when the Geist is played. Normally, that's not a course of action you want to take, but this new card changes up that strategy completely. Alright, let's keep going. Interesting play. Interesting play. And restoring health to it. So does it just do lifesteal or do we draw a card as well? No. Just straight up lifesteal. Interesting. A part of me wants to use my hero power, but that'll be a great waste of mana this turn. I'm going to do... Let me go ahead and kill it. Do I want to kill it? Yes, let me go ahead and kill it. There's just too many variables out right now, whether it's a good idea to kill that or not. Alright, let's throw down the Jade Behemoth. Or do we want to Nourish instead? The Nourish will benefit from the fact that perhaps we'll get the other Jade Idol. Go ahead and play it now. And whenever he uses his hero power, we know for a fact that all minions with 5 attack or more are going to be destroyed. And those are probably going to be my minions. So here is a second Jade Idol, and decisions need to be made right now. Actually, no. Despite what I said earlier, I'm going to shuffle this back into my deck, nourish and draw 3 cards, and see what I get. I'm going to innervate, use the hero power, take out the Tortuga, or whatever this thing is, Tortalin, the turtle, and smack him in the face. I really hope playing the Jade Idol back into my deck doesn't come and bite me in the butt. I say that a lot, and a lot of times things do come back and bite me in the butt big time. Okay, so in a way the best course of action is to play the Primordial Drake, and I think I may just go ahead and do it. It's not the ideal turn. It did take out my Jade Behemoth, but it's not like I had a lot of choices. Oh, and I can deal with this right now as well. We're going to go ahead and swipe and use a Jade Golem to attack it. Attack it in the face. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. No. I wanted to go ahead and use Feral Rage in a huge way, but it wasn't going to be enough to bring him down and kill him. Now there's a decent chance he's going to play, there it is, the Obsidian Statue. What can I play now that'll allow me to still push back hard? Well, let's play the Wild Growth. This will allow me to, at the very least, draw some cards. Jade Blossom. Okay. We're going to use Feral Rage to get 4 attack, and along with the Primordial Drake, get rid of the Obsidian Statue, and then play the Jade Blossom. Oh, I already attacked this time. Duh. The lifesteal on that is not good. It brought him back up way out of reach of the damage that's in my hand right now. There it is. Oh, and it takes out the Earth and Scales. Forgot about that. I may need to rethink this deck on that basis alone. That even though I love Earth and Scales, this Skulking Beast it takes them out as well. Alright, so how are we doing this? Well, let's play Wild Growth and see if we can draw something. Primordial Drake, not bad. Do we want to play it this turn, or do we want to play it next turn? Let's go ahead and just play it this turn, because what it'll do is it'll hold off both the Geist and the Shifting Shade. At least for now. That was the right play for him, because now this Shifting Shade can give him more options. It may not be an option that he likes. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's terrible, actually. Alright, what do we have now? Okay, the Eye of Blackpaw, Innervate, Jade Behemoth. Now, if he has the Priest Hero, I'm done for this game. Well, maybe not entirely done, because this Eye of Blackpaw, after it dies, will create a 9/9 Jade Golem. Shadow Word Pain. I mean, I have enough on the board to kill him next turn if he doesn't take me out very quickly. It's probably a Shadow Word Death. But he's thinking what happens after he kills the back paw, and there's a 9/9 minion on the board. I mean, I don't think anybody should let him on to the secret that I don't have enough in my deck to push past him. Shadow Word Pain. Oh, Mind Control. Interesting use, interesting, very interesting. Question now is, how do I fight it? What do I do? I'm going to use the Spreading Plague, along with the Hero Power and the Eye of Blackpaw, take out the Behemoth, and then use these guys just to go ahead and face attack. If he doesn't heal himself or puts down a taunt minion, I have enough to kill him next turn with what's in my hand. But what are the chances of that? Very slim. So he's trying to see if he can play something that will give him a little bit more survivability. Of all the plays that he could have played, that's an excellent play. He may have enough to push him over the edge. Well, no, I think I've got him still. And yes, I do. Alright, that was a close one, but I'm glad I was able to pull it out in the end. He didn't know that I had that Feral Rage in my hand. So I need to rethink what I've been doing with the Earthen Scales and the Jade Idol. If there's too many Skulking Geese, I may need to rethink those. I'm trying to remember what sort of rogue decks have been played recently. to determine what I need to keep. We're going to get rid of the Earthen Scales and the Jade Behemoth, but we're going to keep the Jade Spirit so we have something to play. Well, no. I'm going to keep the Jade Behemoth actually, along with the Innervate, because the Jade Behemoth tends to allow for more options than the Jade Spirit. However, the 2 cards that I got in return may not have been all for the best. Maybe I should have gone ahead and kept the Earthen Scales. If he's going to flood the board with minions, this spreading play could be very useful. I may have to just take some damage for a little while. No wild growths or jade blossoms yet to help me make full use of these high cost minions. The 2 innervates are good, but what's he going to play? His thought is most likely to just wear me down and take over. But I'm going to go ahead and use one of my innervates to throw down the Spreading Plague. I can use the other innervate and throw down the Jade Behemoth next turn if I so wish it. The turn after that, I can use the coin and put down Jade Behemoth. And the turn after that, I can put down Eye of Blackpaw by itself. So we have... Whoa. Interesting play. Place spells in your hand with random spells from your opponent. So it's just your hand, it's not your entire deck. I guess it can be a useful play depending on the exact situation. Innervate and Jade Behemoth, and we start taking this board back. Yeah, I don't like cards like that. Or I wouldn't like them. I've never really played them because they create too much variability within your deck. I mean, I guess it may be great for the arena where you don't really have a lot of set pieces. You just go with what you can. All right. So my plan continues. Let's go ahead and play the Eye of Blackpaw. There's 2 taunt minions and Jade Golem already in play. Doesn't make sense to have another one in play. The reason I didn't kill the... Oh, actually I should have killed the Undercity Huckster. That was a bad move on my part. Now he's just going to be able to use it to kill the Jade Behemoth. The reason I was thinking of not killing the Undercity Huckster is because when it dies, he gets a random class from my hand. I want him to make that decision. But alas... So this Ethereal Peddler, conjured with the Lillian Voss earlier, it's not a bad play. Not a bad play at all, I would say. What am I going to do here? Let's go ahead and take out this Ethereal Peddler. I wonder if this deck contains the Skulking Yeast. I doubt it. Why? Because if he has spells that randomly create other spells, I wouldn't want them to all suddenly be destroyed by a skulking beast. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Question is, what do I play now? Let's go ahead and play one of the swipes, one of the Jade Idols, and we'll use the hero power. Not truly the best turn that I could have hoped for, but it'll do. Ah, not a bad option. And +2 spell damage. If he has anything in his hand that uses spell damage, now would be the time to play it. Okay, how am I going to push forward here? Do I go ahead and play the swipe along with the Jade Spirit? Or do I throw down the Primordial Drake? What the Primordial Drake will do is give me some almost 2 free turns of attacks. But this +2 spell damage, it won't leave me in a great position. However, I think I am going to go forward with the Primordial Drake, because his health is pretty low right now. I've got a swipe in my hand, I've got a few minions on the board that can cause him a lot of trouble. The swipe is actually going to be pretty useful right about now. And I can clear the board. Hopefully I get something with a good draw. I've got a Nourish, Ultimate Infestation. Oh, well, maybe we just throw down one of the Jade Spirits then, because that's really the only option here. I have another Jade Spirit in my hand. I can play that next turn, along with the Spreading Plague if need be. However, there's a decent chance that I might just hold on to the Spreading Plague for another turn. If he doesn't have a lot of minions on the board, it doesn't make a lot of sense to play the Spreading Plague. It loses a lot of its usefulness. What's he going to play now? What's he going to play now? And maybe a Shadowcaster. Here we go, Eviscerate. That's what I was going to say. Now, what are we going to draw? Stonehill Defender. That's good. That's good. Gives us options. What sort of options does it give us? Well, do we have a Beast Dragon? Ah! I'm going to play the Curator. Why? Because I have a Primordial Drake in my deck. And that's going to get drawn right away. I can play that next turn. Okay, I think we have enough in our hand to kill him. Again, it's the Pharaoh Rage coming to the rescue. It's a card that I was really thinking of getting rid of, but twice now it's put me over the edge, which is awesome. Okay, so I must say that this is probably going to to be my last game for this session. As I said earlier, there's a few other things I need to get taken care of today, and I probably won't be back on tonight. Now the recent Warlock decks that I've seen are normal Warlock decks in the sense that you play some minions that have a negative consequence to you, such as doing damage to your hero or discarding some cards. So I need to be able to meet them on the floor as quickly as possible. This seems like an okay opening hand to be able to do with. It's not the best one, especially if he has a Mortal Coil in his hand. If he has a Mortal Coil in his hand, then this Jade Golem is gone. Apparently not. So we wait until next turn. What are the chances of him using his hero power this turn? I would say about 50-50. There we go. He doesn't want to play. He most likely has a card in his deck that if he plays it, he's going to have to discard a card. However, he wants to be able to make full use of it. So there's some sort of imp that he plays that when he discards a card, he draws a card. And he's thinking that 2 or 3 extra damage to be able to wait for that is worth it. Successfully playing a rogue, from what I've seen, is a lot of it depends on just taking great liberty with your health, and then using minions like this or other things to be able to counteract that health drain. So basically what this minion does is completely counteracts 2 of his card draws in terms of health. Ah, a big strong play there. Another Mistress of Mixtures. How am I going to deal with this? What are we doing? Well, first of all, let's start with a Wrath. Get rid of that. An Auctioneer, I don't like it. Who are we using the Earthen Scales on? I'm going to go ahead and use it on the Stonehill Defender. Normally speaking, it's not a good move. Normally speaking, you want to use it on a minion that has a lot of attack, so you get a lot of armor. In this particular case, I did it solely so that I'll be able to kill the Mistress of Mixtures, still have 1 health, and keep him occupied if all goes right. Now, I am bearing in mind that Warlocks have lots of AoEs, lots of single target spells, and other things that could render this moot, but it was a good play right there. Means that I have to deal with them right now. How do I deal with them right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and play this Jade Behemoth, and end my turn. Why? Because I wasn't able to use both the Swipe and the Jade Behemoth to do anything major this turn. And based on what he's played, it didn't seem like he had a lot of board clears. It seemed more like he was relying on putting down a whole bunch of minions and hoping for the best here. Okay, so I have a Swipe and I have Spreading Plague. I cannot use both. I have to use a Swipe 2, 3, 4, 5 to make full use. I may just go ahead and throw down the Primordial Drake next turn. I wanted to be able to use the Spreading Plague and the Swipe on the same turn, but that was not to be. The Primordial Drake may be the best play at this point. Actually, yes, I can't think of really a much better play right about now. A swipe would have been great to take care of them. He's drawing a lot of cards, but he's not playing a lot of cards. That generally doesn't bode well for me. Okay, now it's time to play a Spreading Plague. Or no. A Primordial Drake plus the Earthen Scales will both give me some increased survivability and clear the board here. Well, that's not good. That has to be dealt with right away. And I can deal with it. And I will deal with it. What's he going to play now? My health is dangerously low right now. I need another... Oh no, I already used both of my Earthen Scales. Okay, I still have one Feral Rage. That was a good play on his part. They aren't that Mortal Coil that we didn't see before. What do we have now that will allow us to survive the turn? Spreading Plague. Okay. Auctioneer. Innervate. Anything good? Not really. Spreading Plague it is. And well, let's shuffle them into the deck. Just a 5/5. Jade Golem is not going to be enough in this particular case. He's thinking, do I have enough to take me out this turn? He may. He may. Or he may not. Does he have 2 Drained Souls? There we go. So the use of Drained Soul is, I guess, a great boon too. What do I want to play? Cyclopean Horror, Starnight Chain Gang, Bleedy Bodyguard. I'm going to keep the Cyclopean Horror but not use it this turn. If he plays a few other things next turn, this can be useful. I still have a Nourish and an Ultimate Infestation in my hand. The Ultimate Infestation, along with the Wrath, can give me increased survivability, and Nourish can just be a really good card draw. So I may not have enough. Do I have enough? I don't know if I have enough to combat him effectively. What about a Wrath, a 3 Wrath here? But I want to use a 1 Wrath to be able to draw some cards. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Perhaps I should have played the Spreading Plague first, then the Cyclopean Horror. That probably would have been a lot better. But then I wouldn't have been able to play the Wrath or the Feral Rage. Okay. And next turn we'll just go ahead and hope for the best. That may be game right there. If he plays another minion, the Spreading Plague will give me increased survivability, but will that be enough? This would have worked much better with some sort of board-wide buff, such as Mark of the Wild or Mark of the Lotus, something of that nature. But alas, I have what I have. He's going to play something that does 1 damage to everything. I'm guessing an Infernal. Dread Infernal? Or Despicable Dreadlord. It does a similar thing. Okay, let's draw a few cards. It's probably not going to amount to much, but man's gotta try. Alright, who are we going to try it with? And that's game, I guess. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this. Oh wow, that's one way to end it. Just saying. Just showing off now. He's just showing off now. Okay, that's it for today.